What's up, Goose?
Oh, I'm Goose now all of a sudden? I thought we had decided that I was Maverick on a previous
No.
episode. I'm
Excuse
pretty
me.
sure we did.
No.
Yeah,
On a previous episode?
I'm thinking
We're
we
talking
did.
about Top Gun?
I think we did, yeah.
Okay. I'll be Goose then. Fine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you got you got too much facial hair going, but you at least got some.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Yeah.
under this light, it looks like I'm the one with the mustache, but I really don't, I swear.
Yeah. You just got really loud all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah?
It's interesting. Yeah.
Maybe I just got really passionate about facial hair.
Well, you can't help yourself. Once you start talking about facial hair,
Yeah.
it's Katie bar the door, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
So is a Katie bar a crowbar?
I always assumed it was a person, like, Katie, go bar the door.
Yeah. Could be. Could be. So,
We're talking about Top Gun.
yeah. It's a good time.
Yep.
Good time.
You know what? Couple things before we get into Top Gun. One is, we talked about the Willow episode, right? And we mentioned that it was a Patreon pick from old Chris Vanderhoff. And then we proceeded to not talk about the game very much. And I guess we forgot to mention that he beat Willow as a kid without the help of a Nintendo Power, which I don't remember him telling me that. Sorry, Chris. That may have been my fault. But anyways, there you go. Good job. Good job, Chris.
Quite the accomplishment.
That is quite the accomplishment. And then he proceeded to pretend to be mad at us. And that was funny. But anyways.
Well, we talked about this a little bit, where it's pretty much like, the show's pretty much cats.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other things that we said?
Well, let's say there's like 3 topics on the show, right? Consistent topics.
Slapper bags.
There's cats, there's slapper bags, and there's bodily fluids.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't matter which end they come out of.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably get mentioned at some point. And it doesn't matter what animal mentions them. Sometimes it's geese. Sometimes it's.
Sometimes we squeeze in some game talk in between that.
Yeah. But that's not as consistent as the other stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But the funny thing is, I don't think we're going to get through this episode, or we shouldn't get through this episode without some goose poop talk.
Oh.
And
yeah.
we got sent a little funny message that we'll play at some point, either right now or at the end. It has to do with goose poop. So, a little treat for the listeners from our buddy Josh Witt.
I wish we were so technologically advanced that we could play it and listen to it and it record. But
I could do it like I do voicemails. I could just spit it out from my phone.
I guess we could do that, yeah, but yeah.
Speaking of which, we also have a ton of voicemails. And since this is a short game, probably going to be a short game talk episode. Sorry to everyone again. We're probably not going to talk about the game a whole lot. But we can play some voicemails on the top of the show. What do you think? Like right now? Maybe the goose thing? We could do the goose thing?
Could. Do the goose thing.
You wanna
Pull
do
the goose. Let's pull the goose.
Go goose first?
Yep, goose poop.
Okay, all right. I got to find it, so stall.
Speaking of goose poop, so have you seen what my dad's been doing in Loudon? Or what the Parks and Rec have been doing?
No.
Well, they pretty much, the island that people fish off of down there next to the river where the fire hall and everything is?
Uh-huh.
Basically redoing it. And there's going to be this big giant dock that you can walk out and fish on.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool. I just thought of that because goose poop, because there's always goose poop, tons of goose poop down there.
Right.
Because pretty much everywhere there's water and there's people, there's geese.
Mm-hmm. And where there's geese, there's goose poop.
There's tons of poop. There is no animal that poops that much. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah, I know. And we don't need to get into it again because I haven't ate breakfast yet and it made me sick. But, I mean, the consistency of the goose poop and stuff, it's
terrible.
It's not good. And
I don't know really what goose diet is. but it needs to change.
It's bread, right? I mean, it's bread.
Well, that's what people feed them. Have you heard this thing where you're not supposed to feed ducks bread?
No.
Which is ridiculous to me.
We've been feeding ducks bread for as long as we've had
Yeah.
bread. I mean,
I can't remember the reason why you're not supposed to feed ducks bread, but they're saying now don't feed ducks bread. Then what the ducks eat? Pellets.
I guess you're
I
supposed
think it's
to
a
feed
scam.
them. Yeah, they get all your quarters in that little pellet machine.
Right. Exactly. I think it's a scam.
Yeah, I can't get this
Right.
to play.
So-
for some reason, from my phone, by the way.
Well, that reminds me of a story. Another tangent. When we were on our honeymoon,
Me and
we
you.
went to this. No. Me and Felicia were on our honeymoon. We went to like this drive-in safari thing in Florida,
Mhm.
and it was really cool. We've got several stories about it because there was like one point a rhino was semi-charging towards the car, but the thing was we went to where the giraffes were, and you could get out, and they had this gazebo that was like up in the air, and you went up in it, and you could feed the giraffes like you were at giraffe eye level at that
Mhm.
point. But you couldn't just feed the giraffes anything. You had to buy and it was like $2, and they gave you 2 graham crackers that were stale, essentially, and that's what you had to feed the giraffes
2 stale
But it-
graham crackers.
for $2. But what was funny is the giraffes were pretty much like giraffes are kind of how do I say this in a family friendly way?
Jerks.
They are, yeah, jerks. There you go. Because if you stood there and like had your like arm up on the gazebo, just like leaning on it, the giraffe would like headbutt you, like, hey,
Get
feed
your
me.
arm off my gazebo. Or
Yeah.
feed me. One of the two.
mm-hmm.
I could see that.
Feed me or get moving.
I could see that. They kind of look like jerks.
Have you ever seen giraffes fight?
No, what do they do? Just like wrap their necks around each other and stuff?
Yeah, and it's like vicious. It's crazy. Like Felicia was telling me about it one day, and I was like, oh, well, that, giraffes fighting almost sounds like cute.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
that's so cute. Look at them fight.
But no, it's like they're like slamming their heads into each other's necks. It's like horrible. It's painful to watch.
Okay,
So
so you want to do
Top
some
Gun.
voicemail?
Okay, yeah.
Voicemails. On the top of the show.
Dude, it's Andy. Hey.
Well, that's super quiet. Let's try that again.
Dudes, it's Andy. Hey, question for you. What's the deal? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? 50-50. Come on, man. Really? 50-50. Like Twitter said, yeah. You guys are like, whatever. Anyways, hey, I think you're kind of stuck on the W's here. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Now Willow. That's kind of crazy. And just Willow, come on, man. That movie gave me nightmares. I don't know about the game. Doesn't have an LJN Rainbow on it. So, movie, game, no LJN Rainbow, might be good. Can't wait to hear you guys' opinion. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Andy, I think Andy's been hitting the sauce a little bit there. Thank you,
sounds
Andy.
A little erratic.
It was just kind of a random pick. And it just happened to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I think were they both Patreon picks, or did we decide who Framed Roger Rabbit and then Willow was Patreon? I don't know.
I think they're both Patreon picks.
Yeah, so it's not our fault. You guys want the W's, not us.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here's another one.
Dudes. Dudes. Hey, dudes. Dude J, Dude Jorgensen, Dude Fishlips J, calling in. I saw that you guys were playing Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I rented this game once, and I kind of thought it sucked. It kind of sucked. But that was because I was probably like 6 years old. I couldn't read very well because I was not that smart.
And, I couldn't figure out how to play the game. So I rented it, played it like Friday night on a 2-day rental, and I was like, well, I'm stuck with this pile of hot crap all weekend. So, I don't know. I guess it was kind of a whatever thing. I don't know. Bye. I love you. Bye. No, I love you. No, I love you more. No, I love you more. I love you. Bye.
Thanks, Jay. We love you too.
Jay just never ceases to disappoint.
No. Always an excellent call from Jay. I just realized that we should probably play these when we get them, shouldn't we? I mean, these are like 2 episodes old.
That's okay.
All right, here we go. Here's another one.
Hey, 2 NES dudes! Anthony Pig here, long-time listener and first-time caller. I have a few things I want to run by y'all. First off, any chance of covering Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? I know the game doesn't get all the love, but it's really not all that bad, I mean, how many other games do you know that you can use a Psycho Wave to defeat your enemies? Well, there is the Psycho Crusher in Street Fighter 2, but, that's Psycho Crusher, not Psycho Wave. Anyway, how about the Mega Man 5 episode? I know it's a ways off, but that was the first game that got me into my first experience with the Blue Bomber. Oh, man, so great. Oh, and come on, dudes. Ninja Turtles 2, still waiting. Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Hate to ramble on. Bye, y'all.
Okay, speaking of Ninja Turtles 2.
Thanks for the call, Andy.
Yeah, thanks
or
for
Anthony.
the call.
I'm sorry.
Whatever. Close enough.
Well, it's a completely different name, but it's Anthony.
Well, speaking of somebody who gets called Jason, and
Jason.
When I used to work at the hospital, and well, I don't know why I said used to, but whenever I pick up the phone, and like let's say I say Heart Center, this is Justin. Okay, there's another J name that I always get called. I have no idea why. That doesn't sound anything like what I just said. I always say Heart Center, this is Justin, and I say, hey Jeff, can you like. That's nowhere near Jeff.
No, I thought you were going to say Jason, because I can hear Jason.
Yeah. Well, I get Jason a lot, but I get it. It's close. But Jeff?
Hey, Jeff. I'm going to start calling you Jeff.
So, yeah. Whatever.
And the TMNT 2
And I just
episode,
go with it. I don't correct them. I just go with it.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I can tell them something completely wrong, and they'll say, well, Jeff told me. Like,
Jeff told me I could eat all the bacon I wanted, and it wouldn't affect my heart.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a Jeff.
We don't have a Jeff, so yeah. That was a lie.
Yeah. So, anyway.
And we'll try to get the TMNT 2 episode pretty soon. I think Rob's retiring again from the podcasting, so...
He's like Michael Jordan with his retirement.
He is. He's like, well, first, compliments to Rob. He's like the Michael Jordan of podcasting, too.
True.
But because he's the Michael Jordan of podcasting, he feels like he can be the Michael Jordan of retiring from podcasting.
Well, I'm coming back.
Yeah. Poor Rob. All right, I've got... let's go one more to get us caught up. It's another J call. But then I've got more calls after that, but we'll get into the episode here now. But let's go one more J.
Dude J, Dude Jorgensen, Dude Vicious J Colin. Up, down, right, left, right, left, right. Speed up, down, up, down, up. Yep, Top Gun, the most frustrating game in the world.
There you go. That'll bring us into Top Gun quite well.
Good segue.
All right.
Frustrating, true.
Got some history?
I got a little bit of history. So, Top Gun is a game loosely based on the movie Top Gun. I don't remember in Top Gun the movie you actually shot other jets down, but so This game was released by Konami, which was kind of a nice little break from LJN's constant licensing of moving games.
Mm-hmm.
And I was released in December 11th, 1987, just in time for Christmas of 1987. It was also ported to the to a arcade game. And according to Game Over's David Sheff, the NES version sold over 2 million copies. That just seems ridiculously high for this game.
Does seem like that.
But
But
then
I would believe it when I'm trying to go. Whenever you go to find other games to buy, this game you see all of this game all over the place. So I would
This
believe
game's all over the place, and we had a lot of people that just had experiences with this game. So I guess it was just a. Well, you gotta think it was a really popular movie at the time.
it was.
So, and I don't know why I said at the time, because it's a super popular movie now.
Is it?
I don't know. But it hosted mixed reviews. There's a lot of positives, a lot of goods. It was not the first Top Gun video game. It was released for the home computer in 1986, but it was not made by Konami. It was made by Ocean Software. And it was released for the IBM computer, Commodore Amiga, Atari ST, Commodore 64, blah, 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 blah.
Everything, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much everything except for console systems like the NES. And released for the NES. And then there was actually sequels. There was the Second Mission, which I also own.
Mm-hmm.
I own this game and Second Mission. And Fire at Will, which was later released for the PlayStation, later, 1996. Again, to mixed reviews. So this game is kind of a mixed review kind of.
There's a game called Top Gun Fire at Will on
Yeah.
PlayStation? I didn't know that.
Yep. There's also one called Hornet's Nest that was released for PC, and one for the PlayStation 2 called Top Gun Combat Zones. I can remember that.
I think I remember that one too. Yeah.
It was released for the Nintendo DS in February 2006, and there's also a iOS version that was created by Freeverse. So, if you really like this game and wanted to play it on your phone, I guess you can.
Basically, if somebody wanted to make an airplane simulator game and they wanted it to be recognizable, they would slap Top Gun on it.
Yes. Yes. But that's about it for the history. There's not a whole history on the game, per se.
Yeah.
So, did you have this game, or did you go buy it for like 50 cents at the local game store?
I did not. I will say that I've seen it. I've seen it quite often. Sometimes as low as like a quarter,
Yeah.
just because there's an abundance of this game. Sometimes they just, when you walk in, they just throw it at you, and just say, "Just take this. We have too many."
It out. They're handing it out as you're leaving. It's like,
Yeah.
Here's a game to go.
Here's your bonus game. They advertise a bonus game, and they give you Top Gun on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
No, this one actually came from Neighbor Kid.
Ah.
If you'll remember the story of Neighbor Kid, he gave me all his games when he left, or when he got something new. I think it was he got him a fancy new PlayStation or something. He just gave me all his Nintendo games. But he gave me this one and Top Gun Second Mission. So he was a big Top Gun fan, apparently.
Or just found one laying around, like on the street.
Yeah, could be.
They're
could
in
be.
such abundance. Yeah.
I'm surprised
ahead.
to be honest, I've probably owned almost every bundle of games that I buy because I like to buy in bundles sometimes, like bulk, like somebody else sell 15 games at a time or something. And I may
Right.
already own 10 of those 15 games, but my guess is I've probably owned a copy of this game 20 times over the course of
Yeah.
my lifetime.
I think this one was circulating in the junk box, actually, because I put it in there. Because I had 2 copies myself. And I think some games I have 2 copies of because Felicia had games. So when we married, they got conjoined.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of games. So I guess it was one that she had too. But
Speaking of, my wife had games, and they disappeared. I don't know where they went. She said she had games when she was younger, and I don't have them. It really bothers me. Because she had Barbie, okay? I'm just kidding. I really don't care about Barbie, but it's not in my collection.
You don't have to lie.
Okay.
You don't have to lie.
Nah, fine. I mean, I do have to lie, because I got to save some face here.
Yeah.
Anyways, but that's where I got it from Neighbor Kid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, did you play this as a kid? I'm guessing you did since you owned it.
I did, but it's one of those that I didn't really remember that much. It's weird. Like, I definitely had it. But, you know, like, out of all the games that I had multiple memories of, this one I don't have a lot of memories of. So, it's like, I definitely chose to play Jaws over this game for some reason back in the day. Because I have plenty of memories of Jaws. And, of course, the typical games that you'd expect to have memories of over this game, like the Mario Brothers and the Ninja Turtle games. But don't have a whole lot of memories. I think this game was just kind of frustratingly monotonous that I kind of got bored with it.
Yeah, I got you.
And that's kind of how I feel about it now.
Okay. All right. So, retrofitted trophies, right? No. I played it quite a bit as a kid. I guess I always thought that every time I'd stick it in, I always thought that it'd be good this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I would play it. I would be like, oh, this is pretty fun. Actually, it's actually kind of a quality flight sim, you know? Especially on the Nintendo, you know, because there wasn't, on consoles, I guess you didn't really have a lot. Or at least I didn't ever experience a lot. But then whenever I played Top Gun, I was like, it's pretty fun. And then I would try to land the plane on the aircraft carrier, which is kind of what Jay was talking about in his phone call at the top of the show. It's almost impossible. So I've seen people do it. I thought I could do it back then. I thought I could do it now. Still have not done it. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't wrap my head around it.
And
But
makes
that
you,
was
like,
my experience as a kid.
It makes you like sweat a little bit because it's like left. It's like exclamation.
It's yelling
marks
at you. Yeah, it's yelling at you the whole time.
down, left, slow down.
I like to picture that. I like to imagine that's Goose in the background. Like he's like, I don't want to die. Please, left.
Right.
You know.
Nope, we're dying.
Yeah. We're dying.
I
We're going
imagine
down.
that's kind of how tense it is to actually land on an aircraft carrier. Maybe it's just too realistic. Maybe that's what it is.
Could be. Well, yeah. I mean, the game's just too realistic because whenever the people shoot missiles at you, instead of dodging them, you actually shoot them out of the sky. So that's realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting missiles out of the sky with a machine gun. That's what they do, right?
Right.
In real life.
Yeah. But seriously, like, I mean, if you've ever seen an aircraft carrier, like, they're
I've seen
huge.
Very big.
But, like, we're still talking about landing a jet. And these jets are fairly large themselves.
And very
It's
fast.
just a little bitty strip of asphalt or whatever. It's just
Surrounded by a lot of ocean.
It still amazes me. What I always think is cool, or I guess it's not cool, is when they come in too hot, I guess, as jet talk, coming in too hot, or too fast, and they basically just have to, like, hit the runway and then just take off again because they can't stop.
It came
Ever
in
seen
too
them do
hot,
that?
yeah. I've not seen them do that, but I've heard the phrase, coming in too hot.
What I think's cool is when they take off of them, and it's like, it looks like they're just gonna, because after they take off from the runway, they don't go straight up. They, like, almost drop and then go up. Like, they drop off of the runway and then up. It's like,
Yeah, because I guess the runway is just long enough for these things to take off. Lots of math goes into that, you know.
oh god, yeah. Of course, the F-22 can just about go straight up. Like, I think
That's
that
the one
was
where the
kinda-
jets can move, right? Where they like point down or something.
they can hover, yeah. But, like I think that was an F-14, F-15 thing where they would drop off and take off. But like
F-14 is what they flew in the movie, I think. What they fly in this game,
Yeah.
or what you're flying in this
Well,
game.
those are Tomcats, right? And
Yeah.
the 15s are Hornets. The 22s are Raptors.
Raptors.
Yeah.
Which
F-22s are like the best, coolest jet ever.
the Hornet I can understand, right? Because Hornets fly. Why? What's up with the Tomcat and the Raptor? Neither one of those fly.
I don't know. Which one's the F-16? The F-16 has a name too.
I don't know. F-16 is pretty famous. It's probably like the most popular one.
Yeah.
Is it Eagle? No, it's probably not Eagle.
Is the Falcon.
Falcon. There it is. Makes sense.
All right. So the F-16 is the Falcon, and yeah. Now the F-35 is the new one that they're like saying we don't need, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Why don't we need it?
I don't know.
I feel like we should
Too
need
awesome.
it. I think we should need it, right?
Speaking of which, you know there's an air show coming to Knoxville, right?
No. Is it like Blue Angels?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And
I love Blue
next
Angels.
month, actually. It's next month. So the air show is free to go to.
Mhm.
It's at McGee Tyson, of course. But you have to pay for parking. And parking's $40. So I guess it's
Whoa.
not. It's like that's your ticket.
Take a big van, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of van, you'll never guess who got a van. Actually, you probably will.
Crabman.
No.
John.
No. Slapper Bags.
Yeah.
Slapper Bags is back to the van, baby.
We're talking about getting a van ourselves.
God, you people and your kids and your vans.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, we were in the area the other day looking for housing.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, we're talking about maybe springing for we don't want to get a van. We want to get it like an SUV.
Okay, all right, that's better.
But we need something bigger.
To look at houses.
No. Well, no. It's all kind of part of the plan.
I got you. One big plan to spend a ton of money.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
So, yeah.
There's houses
Look-
being built across the street from my house. Just saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The thing is we can't. The complicated thing is we can't really buy. That's the problem, because this is like 2 years, and then
Then
we
you
don't
don't
know
know.
where
I
we'll
got you.
end up. And so we thought, you think like, well, you can buy and then rent it out if you can't sell it, if we have to move. But I don't want to be like living in another state and renting out a house. That just seems like that'd just be a nightmare.
Yeah. Owning two homes sounds like a pretty big nightmare. You can ask dude Tim about that one.
Yeah. So
Sounds like it's been a nightmare for him.
So that pretty much puts us at renting. And trying to find rentals in Loudon is kind of not so much fun. There's not a whole lot of options out there. So,
Yeah. You have to look for... There's probably some condos or maybe some apartments in Leonard City. You looking at Loudon or Leonard City?
both. All the above. So
There's probably
we looked
more
at that,
in Leonard City, I
we
would
looked
think.
at that, the Cove,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like really pricey. So they
Yeah,
want
well,
a lot
renting's
for-
going to be really pricey, I would imagine.
Well, yeah. So,
Anyways, that's
anyway,
quite the
Top
tangent there. That's has nothing to do with the Top Gun.
Gun. Mhm.
You want to hear? You want to hear a little something from the manual?
I do. As always.
I thought you would. I thought you would. Ta-da!
Yes.
Congratulations.
Everything's black and white except for the Nintendo seal.
That's right, because it was not allowed to be black and white, I guess.
All right.
You are now the authentic Konami. You now own. I'm sorry. It's early. I didn't get a lot of sleep. You now own the authentic Konami home version of the Top Gun video game, one of Konami's many original video hits. We suggest that you read the instruction manual thoroughly before playing the game. Probably a good suggestion, actually.
I don't think I ever read an instruction manual, to be honest.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would skip right over the instruction manual every time.
The
Right.
impossible mission, question mark.
The Impossible Mission? I wonder why is it a question, you know? The Impossible Mission? Maybe because in the movie they're not actually on a real mission, right? It's just training.
Right.
So, all right. Snug in the cockpit of a $30 million war machine, you ease the control stick forward and aim the plane's nose toward the center of the runway. The sun glows orange on the horizon of Fighter Town, USA, and all appears peaceful as you complete your second training sortie of the day. Back inside the flight room, you relax with a hot cup of Java, content being the Navy's hottest fighter jock. Suddenly, the commander bursts in and gives you a quick salute. Wow, you must be high-ranking if the
Really? The commander's giving you a salute?
the commander waltzes right in and salutes you. I've never heard of that before. His face appears ice cold as he hands you orders marked top secret. Breaking the seal, you read the news. I can't tell you the rest because it's a secret. It's top secret.
Right. Right. I like it that it's signed Mr. President.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess we could tell you that the letter's signed, Mr. President.
You crumple the orders and eat them.
You know what you must do. You must digest these orders.
Oh, God.
Tasty.
That's the best thing I've ever read. You crumple the orders and eat them.
I wonder if is that a metaphorical eat them or is that like a literal eat them?
I think that's a literal eat them.
Okay.
Gotta get rid of them.
Well, there you go. All right. Strap in, Lieutenant, and take a deep breath. You're about to be catapulted from the deck of a nuclear carrier within range of enemy forces. And once in the air, you'll take full control of an F-14 fighter loaded to the hilt with missiles and cannons. You begin the mission with 3 aircraft. The game, if you can call war a game, ends when your 3 planes are destroyed, or when you accomplish your mission by taking out the enemy's space base. Hey, I just thought, what if everybody got 3 planes? And it's like over the course of your career, it's like, you've lost 2 planes. You lose that third, we're going to have to shoot you.
You're out. You're out.
Yeah, you're out.
Mm-hmm.
If you survive the first 2 planes going down.
Yeah.
All right, there's a bunch more stuff about the game, and then it tells you a little bit about the fighter.
F-14. Yeah.
The F-14 fighter is the Navy's premier jet fighter. It thrives on air-to-air combat and is considered one of the best dogfighting planes ever flown. With Mach 2 plus capabilities and an array of heat-seeking missiles, this aircraft is a plane that makes the best pilots proud. They do a pretty good job of like pumping you up.
They do. They do. This is not as... I mean, this is better than a Kenny Loggins song.
Well, almost.
Yeah.
I do like, and there's a picture here. Now that we're probably going to start talking about the game now. I like the cockpit view. I think it's pretty cool. There's a lot of nonsense going on, and most of it you don't need to pay any attention to, but I think it's cool that it's there.
I think that's what most cockpits are like, right? Like
Oh,
if in
yeah.
a real jet, like you don't need to you don't need to pay attention to most of that stuff, right?
Right, yeah, no. You just need to know where the start button is and where the stick is.
Right.
Which brings up another question. I'm assuming you played this with a controller.
Yeah.
I played it with a controller all my life, but this time for the show, I decided to try playing it with a stick. And
Yeah.
I must say, it was quite fun to play with a stick.
I'd say so.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although, one of the problems with using a stick on the NES is you can't control whether or not it is what the pitch is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while it would make the one I had made sense because it controlled like you would expect an aircraft to, like back would go up and forward would go down, but there's no way to change it. So if you wanted it to be in some other way, you can't do that. But it was pretty interesting with the stick. Yeah. So a few things that you do in this game. You fly and fight other aircraft, right? And you refuel and you land. That's pretty much all you do.
Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of the game.
Yeah, there's 4 levels.
Here's your enemy planes, the gargantuan transport plane.
Yep. And there's some ships. Once you get to the part where there's water beneath you, there's some ships.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I never made it far enough to see the ground forces. That must be level
Right.
3 and beyond.
Yeah.
So what's cool about what is cool about this game is even though you do your aircraft carrier mission, if you can't land on it, you're not done completely. You just lose a plane, and you get to move on to the next level. Now the refueling part, I think, I don't think you can get past that without beating it. Either that, or I was always out of planes by the time I got to that point.
Yeah. I will say this about the refueling part. Trying to get the refueler to connect is the only time you really get music in the game.
Yeah,
It's pretty sweet music.
at the beginning and whenever you're refueling, yeah, it's pretty sweet
And it's
music.
sweet music.
Yeah.
But once you connect, it cuts the music off.
Yeah, gone. I guess they were trying to be realistic.
I'd rather
Right.
just dance around and not connect so I can just listen to the music.
Yeah. I guess, like I said, I guess they're trying to be realistic. No music while you're flying, but I mean, do the pilots, can they not put some tunes in their headphones?
You would think so.
I mean,
I think they
sure, air communication takes first priority, right? I mean, if somebody's going to talk to
Right.
you, you got to listen to them. But if you're
I would
just
think you could.
you're just flying around, might as well put in some Danger Zone, right?
I would think you could.
I mean, that would be
I
the
don't see
song.
any
That
problem
would be
in
the
it.
song I would put on if I was flying an airplane.
I think it's mandatory.
Yeah, yeah.
Each F-14 comes with just that playing.
On a cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just one cassette tape of Danger Zone.
Right.
So we also did a high score challenge for this game.
Okay.
Did you happen to take note of your high score?
I did not. As usual, I failed to disappoint. I never write down. I never even think about it. I'm just horrible.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool. I'll just go ahead and read a couple scores off here.
Okay.
And I'll give you mine too, because mine wasn't that great. But we had three entries in the show today. Bringing up the rear was me with like
Okay.
5,600 points.
okay.
Followed one step above me is Dude Baz. Baz back again. Hadn't heard from him in a while. I don't feel like, but he's bringing up
As
the
is
rear.
Back again. Checking, electing, let's begin.
Oh yeah, sing that. Go ahead one more time.
Baz is back again. Checking, electing, let's begin.
Yeah, all right, that's good. There's Baz's little song. That's his
Yeah.
intro song.
Right.
7,800 for him. So he's down there with me. Then we got Derek Fletchell, who is typically on top, or it's either him or dude Sean, right? On top.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So today, he has a score of 39,900. So way above Baz and myself. Still not past the in-game high score of 50,000 though, which is I always thought was pretty high. I thought it was pretty high.
Right.
I would also make note in Derek's picture that his game looks very crisp. I wonder if I would like to ask him if he's playing on. What system is he playing? Is he playing on NES with like some kind of up converter or something, or is he playing on like a Retron 5? Because it's very high def on his TV. Normally it's pretty blurry. Let's see, and then of course we got to talk about the winner. The winner is Andy Lewis
Nice.
with a score of 65,000. And he
Wow.
actually beat the game and
That
showed
is
us what
pretty
the end screen looks like. The end screen says, "Congratulations, Lieutenant. You have saved your country with honor and courage. You're now one of the elite. Now, the best of the best. And we are proud to bestow upon you the designation of Top Gun."
Nice.
I really wish I would have saw that screen now on my own TV.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh well.
Pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
Apparently, there's two endings though. Like if you just, I don't remember what the other ending was. That's the good ending. Like if you beat the game, but there's another ending. Like if you just, let's see, I think I have this pulled up somewhere. If the player loses but achieves a minimum of score of 50,000 points, a still shot is shown of the player being presented the Top Gun plaque that was awarded to Iceman in the film. So,
Okay. Interesting. Are there any cheats or anything in this game? Did you look?
I don't know. Let me see. Feel like I had GameFAQs pulled up here, but I don't. Let's pull it up.
That's fine. While you're doing that, I'll talk about the graphics for a minute. I thought the
Okay.
graphics were pretty good, actually. I mean, the
They are
planes look
actually
cool.
pretty
The
But-
cockpit looks cool. You can tell a difference between the planes, like the enemy planes versus your plane versus the refueling thing and the aircraft carrier. And I mean, everything. I feel like everything's good. Of course, they didn't have to do anything with backgrounds, right? It's just sky, clouds, or sky, ocean, or sky, whatever, you know. But in general, I thought
Right.
that the planes were all designed really, really, really well. I thought it was pretty cool. I like the graphics in the game.
Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot of work they had to do, I guess, for this game to do graphics. So the only cheat that's pulled up on GameFAQs is you can call the refill plane on Mission 1. Ordinarily, you only get the refuel in 2, 3, and 4. But if you get your fuel bar down to 4 bars and press start, you'll hear a beep and the refuel plane will come. So,
Oh, that's
you go.
something else that you just made me remember it. This game doesn't pause. You can't pause it,
right.
which
Too bad.
bothers me.
Oh,
You gotta pull
have
a
to
Carl?
Carl? No pulling Carls. It's
Can't
realistic.
pull a Carl
What are you
during
gonna-
this game.
If you're in a fighter pilot and you're in a mission and you got to pull a Carl, you're just gonna have to do it on yourself.
Yeah, that's called something else. We haven't decided what that's called yet.
Don't they like give fighter pilots that are going on these long missions give them
Diapers.
not diapers? Oh shoot. What's the
Lopermane or something like that. Isn't that the one that
uh,
constipates you?
Come on, med school. I don't know.
I think it's Lopermane.
Yeah, that's true. That's the generic name.
Mm.
But I was trying to think of the brand name.
We don't talk brands on this show.
You don't learn brands in med school either. Used to, but then that was a big conflict of interest. So,
Right. Okay. Then I would say we should talk about the sound of the music, but there's really no
doesn't
music.
exist. The
No
music is
music.
good when you hear it.
The music's good when you hear it. I really like it when you hear it. The sounds are actually kind of annoying. Like the airplane sound. The it kind of reminds me of the sound from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
When he's like, you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Mm-hmm.
It's the sound from Top Gun. It's the plane from Top Gun.
Right.
But anyways, I think that it's okay game. It's kind of boring at times.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, like I said, I kind of let the cat out of the bag as far as my opinion early in the episode, but no, it's just, it seems like it'd be fun, and for the first few minutes it's kind of fun, but then it's just like, it's just the same thing over and over again, so I don't really get much out
it's
of it.
fun in spurts for me. Like it's one of those games that I break out maybe once a year to play, just because I'm like, I want to play a flight sim on the NES. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I would argue that the second mission's probably better though. I think I enjoy it more, but we'll talk about that when we get to that game.
Right.
I would also recommend if you have a flight stick. It's pretty fun to try it with a flight stick. I would recommend that.
Sweet.
What about I guess, is it worth it? How much? We talked about how much it goes for. It's basically free, so I guess it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, because you can find this for like, at maximum, I wouldn't pay more than $5 for this, so it's worth $5. Any game, we talked about this in the past, any game's worth $5 to play.
Yeah,
Even
and I think you
Deadly
could probably
Towers.
find this one as low as like $1 or $2
Right,
if you get in the right place.
right. Flea market, it's not going to be more than a couple bucks.
Yeah, so I would say it's totally worth it.
And a corn
Right,
dog.
you got any? Oh yeah, get a corn dog while you're there. Sorry.
Right, right.
Don't forget about the corn dog.
Genesis
Which we
Jim
talked about before, I don't even
chili
like.
dogs. We talk corn dogs.
Okay, yeah. Did you ever tell me how you like? Do you like ketchup, mustard?
On a corn dog,
Yeah, corn dog.
mustard all the way.
Yeah, you know I don't like mustard. Never have.
Yeah,
I don't really like corn dogs either.
maybe
but
that's why.
but when I eat a corn dog, I like mustard on it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. And I hate, as I've ever said on the show, I hate ketchup. I really don't like ketchup.
Yeah, ketchup's one of those things. It's a kid thing.
Yeah, I think
mean,
it is.
You
a
like
kid
ketchup
thing.
when you're a kid. I mean, I still like ketchup, like to dip fries in. But
Yeah, I've actually kind of I've backed away from the ketchup on the fries thing. I like
Really?
to put seasonal on fries, and then nothing, like no ketchup.
too salty for me. I'm not a salt guy. I used to be a big salt guy, and then my blood pressure was like, my head was about to pop off, and so I stopped eating salt. And now it's like it's gotten to the point where I don't like salt on anything.
I think that happens.
Mhm.
I don't add salt to anything except for the seasonal to the French fries. But I do like the salty taste. I guess you're more of a sugary guy. You got to be one of the two, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like sweets, but I'm a ugami guy. Do you know what ugami is?
I don't know what that is.
It's like, so it's taste buds. So they figured out like there's salty, sweet, and everything, and then there's ugami, and ugami is like the taste we have for protein.
Oh, I'm
Like
definitely that
steaks,
too.
meat. Yeah, so I'm an ugami guy.
I'm definitely one
It's
of
like
those.
meat.
Yeah.
hmm
See, I think I figured myself out. Okay, I don't have very discerning taste buds. Like I can pretty much eat anything.
Yeah, me too.
I think what I need is extremes. Like I love spicy. I love sour. Like I like it as sour as it can get, as spicy as it can get.
Mm.
I like salty. I like super sweet stuff.
I eat
I think I
anything
just
to the point
because my taste buds are.
Yeah. I eat anything to the point that one of my friends up here told me he can't listen to me about anything food-wise because everything is like, oh, that's so good. And it's like, I think you pretty much say that about everything. So
I say that about everything too, except for onions. I don't like onions, but I say that about pretty much everything else, food wise.
I like onions if they're cooked. I don't like raw onions.
Yeah, I'm also that way with music too. People kind of get annoyed with me. It's like, oh yeah, I like that. That's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I'm the same thing. I like country, a little bit of country. I like rap. I like rock and roll, of course. I like everything too.
Yeah, so
We're just-
there you go.
We're what you call malleable.
That's right.
Just
We're like the
go
Donald
with it.
Trump of music and food.
Oh God. Please don't. Please don't.
All right, you
All
got
right.
any retrofitted trophies?
I only have one because I couldn't really think of any for this game. And I wanted to make some movie-related ones, but I couldn't remember much about the movie, so I made one, and it's called The Real Mission Impossible. And that is land the plane on the aircraft carrier.
That's a good one. The real movie. I like that.
So,
I had 4, and I tried to make mine movie references too, the best I could. The first one is Highway to the Boring Zone, and that is when you fly through one of the many areas that I found in the game where there's just no enemies. You're just flying.
Mhm.
Like every now and then you'll just run out of enemies and you'll just fly. The next one I have is Great Balls of Fire, and that is die from a missile. Because to me, the missiles look like balls of fire. Look like cannonballs on fire or something.
Mm-hmm.
The one I had for landing on the aircraft carrier was called Any of You Boys Seen an Aircraft Carrier Around Here? I think that's actually from the movie.
Yeah.
And then I had one, Too Close for Missiles, I'm switching to guns. And that is shoot down 10 missiles with your machine gun. Which I think is also from the movie. I think. My movie knowledge is a little weak, but... Alright, what about the game rating?
We could go with type of jet.
We could.
Do you know a lot
I
of
feel like
jets?
we've done that before. For some reason, I
Have
feel like we've done that before. Yeah.
Okay.
What if we go with type of
What about type of beach game?
beach game?
Because they play some beach volleyball in the game. In the
Okay.
movie.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That works.
All right, I got mine. Okay, mine's going to be paddleball. Because paddleball seems cool, and it's cool for like the first 5 minutes. And then it's like, okay, this is kind of boring.
What is paddleball?
Where it's like the wooden paddles with like the ping pong ball, and you're just like hitting it back and forth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, it seems like it'd be cool, but then it's like, yeah, you're bored with it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, let's see. Well, the easy one for me would probably be volleyball. Just because I don't like volleyball, unlike most people. But I'm not going to go with that. I know, I don't want to get into a discussion about volleyball, so I'm not going to go with that. I'm going to go with, do people play badminton on the beach?
I guess you could.
Because badminton
I've
to
never
me
really
is just a
seen
really
it.
boring game. It's like, let's take volleyball, okay? And let's mix it with tennis. But let's slow
Let's-
everything way down.
Yeah, and let's make these ridiculous rackets. And we're not going to play with a ball. We're going to play with this ridiculous looking thing. And let's name it a shuttlecock.
Yeah, because that's appropriate.
So, yeah. Okay, I like it.
Yeah,
I was
badminton.
going to be mad if you went with two different things. Two different beach games that I really like. And you could probably guess them because we've known each other long enough. Volleyball was one. And the other one was frisbee. Don't
Oh,
guess
okay,
frisbee.
yeah. Frisbee, I don't really like throwing a frisbee just in general, but I do like throwing it at the beach. It's pretty fun.
Hey, have you seen speaking of frisbee golf, have you seen the new thing that Loudon's going to have, kick golf? It's like
What golf?
instead
Kick
of,
golf?
Yeah, it's like instead of a frisbee or golf ball, you like have a ball that you kick
Hmm.
to.
I'm not interested in that.
How dare you? Well, frisbee golf.
That doesn't mean they're not going to get rid of their frisbee golf, are they? Because I play disc golf all the time.
No.
Okay, that's good. I like disc golf. I'm terrible at it, but I like it.
How about some feedback?
I would love some feedback.
All right. So Eric Purcell starts us out with hanging with the boys. Andy Lewis says, love, love, love to hate this game. I was actually a pro at landing the plane. It was the rest of the game I sucked at. Still can't get past the second mission.
I'm surprised he was a pro at landing. I believe it now that I've seen his high score, but still.
Yeah. It's a little humble brag there.
Yeah.
Oh, I was terrible at this game, but I could land it on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
All right. Mike Vito said, I loved this game when it was out. Looking back, it's pretty bad. One of the few movie license games the LJN didn't produce. It was Konami. What could go wrong? Joe Copel said, loved this game as a kid and could never land the plane. As an adult, to me, this doesn't hold up, but the first level can be fun. I'll play it once in a while when I feel I need the need for speed.
Did you put the proper amount of ellipsis in there?
I don't think I did. Let me try it again.
Try it again.
I'll play it once in a while when I feel the need for speed.
There you go. Perfect.
Better.
Perfect.
Yeah. Peter Guzman, Peter Panda, said, I'm scared of even playing it after watching the AVGN review. Angry Video Game Nerd. Tim Van Autreve just said, I love this game. So, there you go.
He said he was
Ryan.
excited to hear us talk about it.
Yeah. Probably won't be so excited when he listens to it.
No,
But,
probably
you
not.
know.
Yeah.
Brian Keating said, I bought it back in the day at Funko Land because I really wanted to get into flight sims and I couldn't get my folks to buy me a computer. It was a fun game, very challenging, and a nice nod to the Top Gun film. However, with that said, it's an abysmal flight sim, and even in its own flight/rail shooter genre, Afterburner, both on the NES and SMS, is the better game. So, Joel Owajane? I don't know. Yeah.
That's a doozy.
Yeah. Pretty fun. I love the whole land the plane part. It's been the source of a lot of humor over the many years.
I will give it that. It's even if it's not that fun and it's pretty hard to do, it's been the source of a lot of good
Laughs.
commentary. You know,
And so maybe bending your controller over the knee.
yeah, bending it over the knee. That's right.
And he said the music is very good. What little there is, I guess. And the challenge, well, it's definitely evident. Peter Guzman comes out with a shocking thing. He says, you guys won't believe me, but I haven't seen the movie or played the game. Wow.
That is a bit shocking.
But you got a couple of watts from both Dude Purcell and Dude Copel. David Wagner said, if crashing the plane is considered a successful landing, I nailed it every time. If it's not, then I've never landed the plane.
Okay.
Humberto Montoya said, I love this game. I played it with my flight stick, and I can land the plane.
I will say I got closer with the flight stick than I did with the controller.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Jeff Weber said, at MagFest 13, I entered the retro gaming contest, and one of the challenges was to land the plane. I had never been able to do this before. Ultimately, my name was called first, so I didn't even have the luxury of watching the other people. Somehow I managed to do it. One of my favorite gaming moments.
That would
Pretty
be pretty
sweet.
cool. That would be cool.
Paul Clewell says, Nintendo
Clewell?
hard. Clewell, sorry.
We had him on the show.
Okay. Ryan Jackson said, I played this game when I was very young and never could get used to the controls. I remember crashing a lot. Nate Shepard said, I made it to stage 3 as a kid, but that's it. My opinion is that there shouldn't even be missile options, because if you don't take the high quality option in stage 2, you are more or less SOL.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. the missiles, they give you 3 different options, right? Some are more powerful, but you don't have enough. They don't have as many or whatever. But I don't know if you noticed this, but it doesn't matter the power level because they all destroy the planes in one hit anyways. So you have to go for the high quantity,
Right.
or else you just run out of missiles. Anyways,
Okay, let's see. Greg Polander said, I have fond memories of this game because it was one of the 3 that I got with my NES system. My parents bought me the control deck, the one with just the 2 controllers and the SMB, for Christmas of '87, and the other 2 NES games were Top Gun and Pinball. Great recreation of music from the movie on the title screen, although it's only very loosely based off the events of the movie. I really enjoyed the movie also. It's a fun air combat game, and I like the fact that it has taking off, refueling, and landing, as well as the dogfighting and deciding which missiles to load affected your gameplay. The refueling part was very tough, and by Mission 3 the game was almost impossible. Never had a problem landing, though. Humble brag, I never saw Mission 4 until I played it in emulation with save states years later and finally beat it. Good graphics for an early NES game. The sequel was even better. And Derek Fletchell, one of our high scorers, got this one recently but didn't sit down to play it till I saw you guys were covering it. I've heard many bad things about it, AVGN episode mostly, so I was expecting the worst. Much to my surprise, it is actually pretty fun. It's pretty hard. I haven't made it past the second mission yet, but the gameplay and controls are solid enough that it's not too frustrating. Thanks for covering this one, dudes. I don't know how long it would have sat on my shelf otherwise.
you're welcome.
Trevor Franklin rounds us out with, as a kid, I always crushed to realize a flying game was one of these in the cockpit style of games. I could never figure them out, and I felt cheated as soon as I turned it on. To this day, I put my flight game into 2 camps, the vertical or side-scrolling shooters, and the bad ones. All right.
Okay, that's fair. I got one comment from Google Plus. Our good buddy, the only Google Plus follower we have, basically, Ryan Ballard, says, never had it, completely missed this one.
Okay.
And he has completely in bold, so maybe I should have said, completely missed this one.
All right.
All right. I don't think we had any iTunes or emails. We already did voicemails.
Yeah.
So I guess all that's left is the couple things. Some new honorary dudes.
Sweet.
And, some new honorary dudes and some other stuff. All right, so we got a bunch. So I'm going to rattle these off. One, first, we're changing one of the honorary dudes' names from Dude John to Dude Slapperbags.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the first one. Then we have Dude Vanderhoff for his frequent postings in the group and his support. We appreciate it. The Grand Emperor Dude. Thank you, Grand Emperor Dude. The Dude Voss. Thank you, Dude Voss. Dude Andy. Thank you, Dude Andy. And thank you for your support in the Trader group. We appreciate that. Dude Ivan. Was Ivan already a dude? I don't know. We just announced it again if he was already a dude. But Dude Ivan needs to be a dude.
He deserves it to be announced twice.
Dude Ivan. A long-running guy that I don't think we ever made a dude, but should have a long time ago probably. Dude Ross Beck. He's a big help to the group. Appreciate his support in the community. He does a lot of good trades with people, so appreciate that. The Great Dude, who I always get his name wrong, but the Great Dude. Thank you for your frequent posting. Welcome to Dudeship. Another one that I feel like we probably announced a long time ago, but I didn't have on my list. You know, I keep a list. So, Dude Dewey, thank you. And Dude Gabe, I mean, he was already a dude, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he was already a
I think
dude,
so.
for sure.
Yeah.
But he wasn't on my list. For some reason, he wasn't on my list. So, Dude Gabe. Now, with that being said, I have 2 lists, right? Again, congratulations to all all the honorary dudes there. Thank the new dudes, the old dudes that I forgot to put on my list. Thank you for supporting us. Welcome to the fold. With that being said, I have two lists. One list is the honorary dudes list. The other list is the on the cusp list. Right? As people start to make a name for themselves within our Facebook group, I put them on the cusp list, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if your name didn't get called today, don't worry. You're probably on the cusp list, which I don't release that list.
Right.
So just keep posting, keep supporting, and eventually you too will become an honorary dude. And there are perks with being an honorary dude. If you don't know about the perks, then talk to us elsewhere. We can talk to you about the perks.
Right.
But that's it for that. Congratulations again to those guys, and I guess we need to shout out the Retro Junkies. They went to the Comic-Con thing, which we unfortunately weren't able to make it to.
Mm-hmm.
But that was cool. They got a lot of positive feedback. If you're a new listener to our show from the Comic-Con that they went to, sorry we weren't there, but thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We look forward to maybe attending one in the future.
Right.
All right, where can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and of course our website, twodudesandans.com, nintendudes.com, and nesdudes.com. And you can always call us and leave us a voicemail, and we'll play it at
our telephone number, which, by the way, might I suggest you just go to our website via your phone and call us from that.
Yeah.
Because what you can do, and I'll show one more time here for those who would like to know, is you can click on the little, if you're watching live, of course, I don't know why I'm saying show to people who are listening, that's dumb. Sometimes I'm an idiot. But if you're watching, you can see the little phone in the upper right corner of your phone. Watch this. I'm tapping it right now.
Oh, man.
Watch what happens when I tap it.
Call
It says, do you want to call? You can either cancel or call. I would suggest hit the call button, and then you can call us. And that number is 775-773-8761 or 775-7-RETRO-1. All right.
Good deal.
That's it. Leave us some iTunes reviews, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be good.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my stomach. I'm pretty hungry.
You better go
I think
get
I gotta
you some
go.
breakfast.
I think I gotta go. All right. So here comes the music for next week.
See you next time.
Bye.